on. Would I be the asshole if I told my friend her lips look bad? I have a close friend who has recently started overlining her top lip, like really overlining it. She has thin lips and it's painfully obvious she's basically trying to double her lip by putting lipstick above her lip. It does not look good. And multiple of my friends have agreed to me that it's too much and it's not flattering. I brought up telling her and they said not to, that it makes her happy. And if she thinks it looks good, that's all that matters. Well, I agree with them on that. If I were her, I would want someone to tell me that my makeup looked bad. I had a friend gently tell me years ago that I need to pluck my eyebrows, and it quite literally changed my life. I don't want to hurt her feelings, and how she wants to do her makeup doesn't affect my life. But if the majority of our friends thinks it looks bad, should I tell her to avoid further embarrassment? AITA.
My sister told me my eyebrows were too thin in college, and it changed my life.
Really?
I will show you a picture after we're done recording. They are so thin, and it never occurred to me ever. And now I look at all of my college pictures. I'm like, why were your eyebrows so damn thin? I think that was the style back then, but I don't know. Like, she's my sister though, right?
Yeah, it's different.
She's close. She loves you.
She loves me, but she also doesn't give a fuck. She's like, she literally was like, why the fuck do your eyebrows look like that? And I was like, what?
Interesting. I'm
just
excited to hear this.
It's just another one of those things where you're like, what's actually polite? What is the actual essence of politeness?
Well, yeah, I think it's like a thing where it's like, are you ready to keep it real? I'm actually, you know what, dude, I'm just going to do this. We can edit it if you're mad at me, but fuck, should I do it? I'm going to do it.
Do it.
We're friends, and you've posted a bit, and the bit could be construed to be similar to another comedian's bit. And I was like, should I tell him or not?
Yeah,
should I?
Which
is this real?
It is real.
Fun.
And I debated. And so now what if you hate me? Are you going to hate
me? What's the bit?
Fuck.
The jerking off Bible thing or something?
No. Keep guessing.
Yeah, I love being the bystander on this.
The bit where you like insult someone and it's like a misdirect. You get all this information. You get all this information from them. You're like, what's your name? What do you do?
Oh, the cum pants bit.
And then you just call them cum pants.
Yeah.
There's a Louis bit that's just very similar. He's like, these kids, they're so clever. They come up with all these insults for you, you know, like if you're fat, they call you fatty, or if you're me, they call you F slur. You know, it's funny. Just like a similar.
Yeah, but Louis C.K. is canceled and Babu's not.
I want to, yeah.
No, I don't even see how that's exactly similar. You're saying the only misdirect is setting someone up for a nickname and then.
Yeah, exactly. It's building to a clever nickname, and then the joke is just that there's nothing clever about it.
Dang.
I see.
Fuck, I regret this, man.
No.
That dude's never gonna do
that. That's actually that's how things work. Is that like many times people are like, oh wait, is this the same overlap? Is it whatever? But it does come from a place of ultimate politeness to be like, I'm going to risk some social capital to try to do something, you know, in the terms of the greater good or whatever.
There's also no original thought ever. So like,
almost
not to
never,
say it wasn't, but like I bet 100 other people probably
would
did
it
that
bother
same
you,
thing.
or are you just like, yeah, where are you at? Because I don't like, and let me just say, it reminded me of that bit.
I definitely like knowing when something is like, oh, you know what? This feels germane, or this feels like it could be. Because I've seen every single thing Louis put out, and I'm like, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
So it's most likely possible that I watched it in some way. It's found its way back out. Also, my thing of that is like an extension of that bit where I'm like, that's the first part, and then deep into it's clear that I'm giving shitty fake nicknames, but it still keeps going. It still keeps progressing or whatever.
It keeps going. So that's just the premise.
Yeah. Whereas if what you're describing, his just ends at like the first misdirect or whatever.
For listeners at home, you can cut the tension with a knife.
No, I don't think it's tense. I don't think it's tense.
I know, I'm kidding.
My whole bit, this is what it is. My whole bit is,
I'm confronting him. I'm scared.
My whole bit is telling people I'm an award-winning crowd work comedian.
Oh, I like that.
I see that.
And I don't even like doing crowd work anymore. I've won so many awards for it. I'll do it I'm like, you guys have been a nice crowd. I'll do it for you if you want. And then I'm like, what's your name? What's your job? You know, and then also the part of it is, even though I do shitty, like, your name's cum pants, your name's cum whatever, every now and again, someone will be like, I'm a IT person, and my name, and I'm like, oh, computer. And then people are like, wait, is he actually improvising? They can't tell or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but both of you are right. You're like, it's probably derivative, one. And two, there's nothing you can do about how the fact that everything's derivative. So all you can do is like try to like further something. Mm-hmm. If you know, you're like, a lot of people have stepped in this thing, whatever, maybe I can just do 1 inch more of an extension of that idea.
And also the reverse. I feel like I've said something at a show and now I see it on like a meme and I'm like, I said that.
I've told a GLBT joke for like 10 years, and the joke is just like my Arizona friend said, GLBT. I was like, GLBT, it's definitely LGBT. Yeah. And then he's like, whatever, dude, BLGT. BLGT, that's a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich with a gay man in it.
Yeah.
And now that's a meme, and it's all over. Yeah, I've seen it online. I think it's also in Parks and Rec or some shit.
Whoa.
And I still tell it because I did it first. Sure. But I don't like it. Yeah. I don't want it.
But now do you feel like people are just going to think that you're doing it because of that other thing?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want it to go on like a special if I put that out. But
mine was about Lent. And I was like, this was last year. I was like, Lent is starting and this year I am giving up.
Oh, yeah, funny.
And that's it. Just giving up. And now I see that on all these like memes that are like Latino memes that are like, this year I'm just giving up. And I'm like, I said that.
Right.
But also probably someone else said that before I said it.
So that's a double-edged sword thing too, where you're like, did I hit on something that like is just so universal, or am I completely unoriginal and I just
well, that's my issue
backwards
into? I mean, I actually think this is a good. I like your explanation. It's like then make that the premise and go farther with it.
Right. Evolve it.
Which I'm even saying that retroactively. I didn't know when I wrote that bit is 10 years old. That's one of my oldest stand-up.
Oh, really?
Bits. Yeah. That I just kind of like bring back every now and again and add different dimensions to it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't write it thinking it was derivative or whatever of anything.
No, and I wasn't trying to accuse you of that.
There was a period of time where I would go into the crowd and stand on chairs and do all that, whatever, and that came of that,
I mean, dude, I think a lot of people have bit Louis. He's a big influence on a lot of people.
Sure.
And he was canceled. Thank you, Carla, for raising that.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so going into this one specifically, I think, I hope right now either Roddy will never talk to me again, or I think now we have some trust because it was like, hey, I just gave him my opinion. It could have bothered him. It seems like it really didn't, which isn't really that surprising. You do a shit ton of comedy. You've been down these roads.
You also set it up pretty gently, I feel.
But I think he was looking for the social. I'm a bad example because I actually believe you should even steal people's jokes because you take it a step further.
Yeah.
But he was looking for the social faux pas of like, do I risk something and tell you might be doing something that you yourself wouldn't want to do? Mm-hmm. That's where this makeup thing kind of lies together, where you're like, nobody wants to put effort to make themselves look worse.
Yeah, but I think in their heads they look better, right? Yeah, so that's what you're saying is
and then you get go ahead.
Oh, no. That's all I was going to say.
Well, you get into a taste thing, too. Like, for instance, like, I like girls who have straight hair. That's just my personal preference. I don't know why. I just like it. I mean, it's not always true. But then I'm like, but I can't. How dare I? That's just my preference. I have no authority on hair. I don't know anything about hair.
Yeah, I think it's also people go through phases, right? So I think maybe this girl is trying this out. She's trying to see what it looks like a week from now. Like, I would say to the OP, like, let that shit ride out. She'll stop doing it. She'll eventually stop doing it. She'll then see all these pictures and be like, why the fuck didn't anybody tell me to stop doing this? And we're going to be like, well, we were just trying to let you be you, Betty. Like, I was at a sketch show recently and this girl, we have just a green room with all of the comedians and we do character bits and stand up and all this stuff. And one of this girl had like foundation on and it was so like...
Cake.
It was cake, but it was also like kind of orangey and like very different than her neck color. And I was like, should I say something to her? Should I say something? And I didn't say anything because I was just like, I don't know how to say like you have way too much foundation on and it's not the right color. There's no good way
to be like, hey, this whole thing is fucked.
It's bad.
And there's no good way to say it.
I'm like in the audience and she does a whole Melania bit that is related to Trump's. I'm like, I'm really, even though if I had said something to her, she would have just told me she was doing the character.
Yeah.
But I was like a little relieved that it just wasn't the way she was.
Yeah, thank God.
I was like, okay, this is a bit, thank God. Like she's not that out of touch.
Well, I just want you guys to know if you have any criticism for me, I'm here to hear it.
Are you balding? No.
No. I have good hair. Good hair. What the fuck, bro? Fuck, don't bring that up.
Oh, no.
I like criticism that's not even constructive. It's just bald.
Yeah.
You don't have enough furniture.
That's good. No, I'm looking for that right now. I'm trying to build up the furniture in here slowly. Oh, I think I'm going to get a nice L couch.
I was just going to say,
how do we feel about the couch comfort level?
This is pretty good. It's actually better than my regular couch.
This is way better than the fucking chairs we were in before.
That's great. That's what I like to hear.
Here's the weird nature of these relationships. If you have no conflict in your relationship whatsoever, that's how you can guarantee you're in a transactional relationship.
I like that.
This is a hot take.
Yeah, if you're like, hey, I'm friends with this person because we have a mutual interest. We go to their house and watch football. They got a blender, whatever, something like that. You're never going to upset that balance.
Not a Vitamix.
The second that person's like, I actually voted in a way that would have your father be killed. You're like, hey, I almost voted for that too. Like you'll find ways to appease things you never would have because you want to maintain your relationship to that person's stuff or their social influence or whatever, the thing that you want out of them.
Yeah.
Those are some of your best relationships, actually, because there's never a chance for conflict. The ones, my personal friends, my close friends, humiliate me constantly. Just the source of most of my sourness and upset and betrayal and whatever, because that's who you're vulnerable with. That's who can affect you. But then there's a third thing.
Okay.
You ever have someone in your life, you're not even close to them, but you're constant conflict. It's like the feud thing, whatever we're talking about.
Constant conflict.
Not constant, but like you don't have to see them. They're not a coworker. They're just like a neighbor or someone in your friend group or something. And you're like, I hate them. They're annoyed. I'm annoyed by them or whatever. But you keep indulging in seeing them for some reason because the conflict is the transaction there.
I've done a good job of cutting those people out in the last 6 years, I would say.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
It's not always two ways. Sometimes it's like they are a conflict person and they get conflict out of you. Sometimes you feel better about being like, I have this person I fucking hate and I want to know how bad their life is. I want to tell them how good my life is or whatever. And I never want anything good for them.
The antagonist.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's a type of space, how close they are to you or whatever dictates how much you can handle it,
Yeah.
I think I'm with this. I mean, I guess I feel like transactional maybe isn't the word I'd use, but just shallow. It's just shallow. If you're not willing to have a conflict, then it's just not that deep. Unless, though, I do believe it's possible. Some people just do get along. They're out there.
Yeah, we can all agree they're rare, right?
Kind of. I mean,
Zero
honestly,
conflict forever. That's impossible.
We didn't really just have a conflict because you basically didn't disagree with me. You basically were like, yeah, but that's fine.
But I think the point is that you risked a potential conflict.
That's true.
Because you cared enough to bring it up.
I'm a bit of an evil Knievel in these parts.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think with this, I guess it really just depends how close you are and you got to know the person. But in the end, I think much like the conflict we had, it is a subjective. I was willing to risk it just because I didn't really think you were going to get super mad about it. And you're a way more legit comic than me. So it's like, what are you going to be like? Means. Oh, this guy had a juice show.
So that's all. That's also you knowing how he's going to react, right? Yeah, so a big part of this OP thing is how's your friend going to react? Is she receptive to feedback? You know what I mean? Because I was hanging out with my friend last night. They have this family friend who's been they're literally oh, we don't want to hang out with her anymore. She's so far from reality. Yes. She's like she got a lobotomy. We don't know how to deal with this person. And I'm like, well, why don't you just tell her the truth? And they were like, no, we can't tell her the truth. She'll flip out. And I'm like, no, the truth of you not wanting to hang out with her, not the truth of her life. Be like, hey, hanging out with you is a lot and I can't do that right now. Instead of just putting yourself in a position over and over again to be mad about hanging out with her.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the classic truths here that helps protect against this is don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Because that's when you become, because if you're all like, I look so good with my double lipstick, that's when you feel like you're really getting shot down.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that's why I feel like comics are tough because it goes so far to either direction. But because stand-up is so iterative, you have to always be improving your bits.
Yes.
Most stand-ups, I think, are pretty receptive to feedback. Absolutely. I mean, I think that's something.
Depending on who's giving the feedback.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
I don't know. I see Radu solving this problem by creating a fake dating profile and then messaging the girl and being like, girl, your lips not working.
Oh my God, I did that once. I made an email account to tell my friend I was concerned. Speaking of scams,
what?
He was running a casual lottery on Facebook. It was literally a raffle.
That's so funny.
He was profiting off of it. And
like a calendar raffle that they do for fundraisers?
Yeah, there's a way you can profit off a raffle that's legal. Yeah. But yeah, he said I later told him, and he's like, I never even got that email.
So just went straight to his spam.
Just garbage.
That's what I wanted my merch to be. Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to sell a lottery.
That's funny.
Every now and again, you give me
selling scratchers.
You just give me $5, and every now and again you win $100 back. But I'm not. I never give. Never make the odds public. I just
$2 scratch stitches for $5.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about it?
Would I be the asshole if I told my friends her lips look bad? I think I'm ready to I found this coming up a lot. It's almost like this is a define the relationship situation. Yeah. It's not asshole info. Or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could call it info. But in other words, how you handle this will define it. And it doesn't make you an asshole, because if you want that person to be a close friend and you expect that, it could be the end of the relationship, or it could be if you don't want to, it could be the beginning of you being acquaintances or, whatever we're saying, shallow.
Yeah, that's true.